Hi, my name is Carsten and I'm often talking on music on my channel here. This episode is about what I've been shopping for the past month, the month of July. And I will start off with two CDs with a band that I've grown to love because I heard them a lot when I was traveling in the United States. This country rock band called Lone Star. And I bought this one, Let Us Be Us Again, and I invested in the first one I actually had before my whole collection was stolen, which was Lonely Grill. I like the band, I like the voice and the way they play music, and maybe it's not what I'm listening to most, but it's the genre that I like a lot, and this is Lone Star. Then of course I had to get Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell 3, The Monster Is Loose, and this is all songs by Jim Steinman, and it's a fantastic album. You can discuss if it's as good as the debut Bat Out of Hell, but still Jim Steinman's signature is all over the place. Then I got Bon Jovi. It's a live album, or recordings from 1985 to 2001, and it's been all over. It's Toronto, it's in Zurich, it's in Melbourne, so it's all over the globe. Very good album. If you like Bon Jovi, it's okay. It's give you a good entrance to his music, and I've seen him live a couple of times, so I still think he's a very nice guy and a very good musician. Then I've talked about this a couple of times, The Outlaws' Dixie Highway. Now I finally found it, and it's a fantastic album. You start with Southern Rock Will Never Die, and then Heavenly Blues, which is a tune from an older part of their history. Dixie Highway, Overnight from Athens. I mean, it's just a bunch of very good Southern rock songs, and even though there's only one guy left from Outlaws, like Henry Paul, it's a fantastic album. I really dig this a lot. It's one of my favorites from last year. So finally got Dixie Highway with the Outlaws. And then I got this one. I've been with Brian Wilson's Smile. This is a special album. Actually, it was expected to be the follow-up of Pet Sounds from Beach Boys back in 1966, but it took a lot of years before Brian was ready to release this album, so it came out in 2003. That story I will tell in a separate video, but I really like this project album. Now we go to something else. I got a box set with Electric Light Orchestra, and it contains On the Third Day. It has Face the Music, which is a very, very good album. Of course, we have Electric Light Orchestra's A New World Record, and Discovery. And from 2010, actually, I think one of the most underrated albums of Electric Light Orchestra. It's a concept album. It's fantastic. It's one you have to listen to from the start to end, but it's a fantastic album, and if you haven't heard it, try to find it on Spotify or YouTube Music or wherever you get your music, if you don't have it. But it's really, really a strong album from Electric Light Orchestra, even though it's from 2010. So now we go into the prog scene, and I got Marillion script for Jesus Tears, also a strong, very strong album with Marillion. These guys are good, and I really like that album. It's only have 7 tracks on it, but they're all very, very, very good. Then we last month I bought Boston's debut album. Now I got the follow-up, Don't Look Back, and again you got Don't Look Back, Feeling Satisfied, Party, Don't Be Afraid. I mean, it's also a great album, maybe not as good as the first one, but still a very, very good album. Finally, I started to look for Jethro Tull, and of course I started out with Aqualung. I would have liked to find Thick as a Brick, but I chose this one to start with. This is remastered unit, so you get some extra things. There's an interview with John Anderson. There's some other tunes on it compared to the original LP. I made a description of sagas, the chapters. Now I got the chapters live on CD, and I really like this album. It's really a concept album that you need to have in your collection. I know it's difficult to find, and if you find it, they are quite expensive, but I mean, these almost 20 euros I paid for this was well invested. Now I'm listening a lot to Pete Pardo on Sea and Tranquility, and I was introduced to a band by him that's called Flying Colors, and I found this live in Europe, and this is a super group. I mean, you got Steve Morse, Neil Morse, Casey McPherson, Dave Larry, and then of course Mike Portnoy on drums. I mean, this is just a fantastic album. If you haven't heard anything by Flying Colors before, to try to get one of these albums. I really liked it a lot. It's prog rock when it's best. And some time ago I bought Keys to Ascension Volume 1. That was the first album, came out in 1996, and in 1997 they came out with Volume 2. This is very hard to find, especially if you want a decent price. I've seen prices up to almost 100 euros, but this one is the second one. You got the this one is the live concert recording, where you get I've seen all the good people going for the one time close to the edge, turn of the century, and then you got just 2 new studio tracks, and here you get Mind Drive, Footprints, Bring to the Power, Children of the Light, and Sign Language. And if you combine these 2 albums, you got totally 8 new studio tracks and a live concert in full, and that's really, really good to have. I mean, this is a great find, and I found it fairly cheap. I only paid 21 euros for that one. So, Keys to Ascension Volume 2, fantastic album. And that was what I could get for the month of July. Hope you liked it. If you did, please like, tag, and I'm really seeing forward to see your comments in the comment file. So please, thanks for this time. I will start my next month at the end of the month with the purchases of August, and I can tell you that's already getting exciting, because I bought a collection of 15 CDs for the high sum of 6 euros and 17 cents. But that's next month. Thank you for listening. and goodbye.